If something comes up as we are going through this, feel free to send in a question. I may answer it now, or I may answer it to you directly afterwards, depending on the question. So we have a lot of ground to cover, so we're going to get started with all of that. This will be available recorded in the reporting console for the after sales program if you do have any things you want to look back to or questions that come up later. So let's get going. So a lot of stuff to cover today. We're going to go over search in general, what search marketing is, how it works, talk about Google AdWords a little bit and analytics that go along with it, talk about your listings management, which means where you're listed on the internet, anywhere anyone can find you, some email marketing campaigns. You already should know a little bit about that with your Volkswagen Focus stuff. But we'll talk about some branding and your audience, so how you want your audience to perceive you and how you want to reach, who you want to reach in your audience. A little bit on social media, so we can talk about the impact that that has, some display advertising and remarketing, as well as video advertising. And then we'll finish out with customer relationship management, or CRM. So a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about today are things that you can get into. There are a lot of different companies that offer services for all of these things, and there are a lot of resources if you do have further questions. Your dealer digital team through Shift Digital are the people who are going to be the ones to help you. If you have questions on pre-roll advertising or individual paid search or group paid search, all of that, they can help you out. If you don't know who your Volkswagen Digital consultant is, feel free to reach out to me and I can hook you up with that person. So talking about what a consumer is like these days, most of us do understand that the consumer is a little, we're going to go with needy. We're going to use the word needy today. The consumer has access to a ton of information at all times and in various ways. The consumer also is not habitual in their purchases, so they often change how often they're going to buy something, how they're going to purchase it, and what they're willing to pay for it. So we have a lot of different things that are happening with consumers today. They know what they want. They have a wide choice when they're choosing between items, and they want personalized service and experiences. There's a survey done that showed that 74% of online consumers get frustrated with a website, a product website, when its content, offers, or ads have nothing to do with what they're interested in. So we want to make sure that we're providing content to our consumers that is relevant to what they want and available when they want it. So that is who we're dealing with these days. When we're talking about sales versus service, the after sales advertising program, which we come from here, is a service-oriented program, but we have different markets, different people that we're reaching when we're talking about sales versus service. So today, for a purchase of a vehicle, the average consumer would drive up to 100 miles and visit probably one, maybe two dealerships when they're purchasing a vehicle. That is because the consumer has already done the research online, they have already looked at what inventory is available, and they have a pretty good idea of what they want. So they're willing to drive a little further to get their exact vehicle. When it comes to service, there's a complete difference. Consumers are willing to shop around. They're willing to check out a ton of different locations in order to get the best deal or the easiest timeline or whatever it may be. So you have a huge opportunity as a dealership to capture this traffic, and there are a ton of ways that we can do that. So the top main sources when we're talking about pages, this is an example of dealerships here. We've got your site, you have your dealership website, you have your OEM site, so Volkswagen.com, and then you have the search engines, all of the different things that you can do with paid search. So 3 different ways, those are your top main ways. When it comes to search, this is one of the biggest things. Search is intensive, right? So people who are looking for services need them done in a pretty quick amount of time. So you're looking for brake repair for your Volkswagen. You're probably not going to wait too long to get that done, as it is a safety hazard. So those are things that are pretty quick. These are just some general search stats that show you how huge the search is in general. Google gets over 1 billion searches a month. 30% of mobile searches are related to a location. So that means people are looking for a location to get to drive to get more information on. And then we're talking about mobile. Obviously, you guys know that smartphone usage is huge. When it comes to the after-sales advertising program, the traffic is 60% from mobile. So pretty large amount coming from your phone here. So this stat here shows you that when a consumer is doing a search, over half of them have discovered a new company when doing the search on their phone. So you're getting a different experience on your phone than you do on your desktop. So a couple more things here just shows you a little bit about where people are searching, how people are understanding their information and getting their information. And most of it is from the search engines. There are other sites as well, like Yellow Pages and Yelp, things like that. Social networking sites are still pretty important too, but most people do trust the search engines for their quick go-to answers. So primary information of your business is coming from the search engine. And then this just shows you here what a consumer does after they search. So as I said, it's highly intensive, right? You don't search for brake repair unless you need it. You're not going to search for new tires unless it's something that you're interested in doing. So pretty intensive customer, once they search, 54% of them visit the business, actually go to the business, 37% call, 28% click around and do a little bit more, and so on and so forth. So just this information should just show you, if you didn't already know, that search is big, and we want to make sure that we're targeting the people that want to come into our dealership. So when it comes to search, there are two different ways to do it. One is paid, and one is organic or unpaid. Those are the two different ways. So if you're looking at search engine results page, the top bar, the first couple that come up where you see the little ad, that is the paid search portion. When Google restructured their search engine results page last year, we took 4 ads at the top of the page and 3 ads at the bottom of the page. So there are 7 slots that are available on a page of Google. So when it comes to advertising, there used to be 12 slots. So we have gone down quite a bit to only 7 slots to be available to advertise on. So that's one part, paid search. Below the fold, below the map portion of Google, we have everything that is what we call organic. Now, organic is going to be unpaid links to websites with relevant content to what the person searched for. So this search was done, you can see Volkswagen oil change. We've got oil change ads here. And then down below, we've got VW Service and Parts, which is our owner's site. We've got a Yelp saying, where's the best place to get an oil change on my Volkswagen? We have another VW Service and Parts, and then an actual dealer comes up, and another dealer comes up. So you can see that the pages are relevant. Find out how often you should get an oil change. Looking for an oil change, come here. Lots of different organic pages that have relevant content to what the consumer was searching for. Same thing with the ads, same thing with the unpaid portion. So you within your, as I said in those other slides, you have different ways that you can reach a consumer. The main ones are paid search or your dealership website. And the OEM site, so your Volkswagen.com. Those are the 3 main ways that the consumer can reach with you. So when it comes to a click path for a paid ad, right? So the consumer does the search, Volkswagen oil change near me. They get a bunch of different options on the search engine results page. With the after-sales advertising program, it's a grouped paid approach. So multiple dealers appear on a page. They click onto this page here. And then the consumer has the ability to click into more pages from here. So that individual profile page. And then based on the information that they receive, we believe that they come into the store. So coming into the paid ad, from the paid ad. Now with our program, it's a grouped paid approach, so multiple dealers can appear on the page. You have a couple different options when it comes to paid advertising. You can do a grouped approach like this, or you can do individual search for your dealership. So in this approach, in the grouped dealer page approach, you are displacing your potential competitors, such as Jiffy Lube or Meineke, and really driving up the Volkswagen brand, driving a consumer to choose your dealership by offering special deals that are custom to the internet. We had a whole webinar just on that, so hopefully you were able to attend that. A tracking phone line, so you can know every phone call that comes in through this program, all of that here. All of this is trackable as well. Now, when it comes to your individual dealer advertising, you're bidding on your dealership name, you're bidding on whatever keywords that you are interested in participating in. Often at a dealership, a majority of the search terms, if you're running your own individual paid search, are related to new car sales. So we want to make sure that you're out there in a variety of ways, not just for new cars, but for service as well. So the LVN program is the service-oriented platform, and then that you have your individual paid search option as well. Your Volkswagen Digital Consultant can help you if you're interested in doing individual paid search. They have the ability to help you set up with a vendor that would be able to get you on board with that. Now, when it comes to your paid search programs, there are metrics that come along with it. Now, the after-sales advertising program has its own reporting console and an own metric system. But if you're running your own individual paid search, if you're doing it through a company or if you're doing it yourself, there's a program called Google AdWords. Now, Google AdWords is that paid ad on Google and their partners, so a variety of sites that they advertise on. Here in a result, you can see site links, so an ad extension, which would be call now, read reviews, get directions, those types of things that come up in the ad itself. You also have your click to call, your easy, accessible call now button that most people are going to use on their phone. The setup of an AdWords campaign is completely different depending on what you're looking for, depending on how you're trying to advertise, who you're trying to advertise to. So we have different targeting options. You can target based on specific keywords. You can set up a group. Let's say we start with service. And then within service, we're able to set up breaks. And then within breaks, we have a ton of keywords that you either choose yourself or you can use Keyword Planner, which is a tool that allows you to get estimated traffic for the keywords that you submit. So it gives you a list of keywords expected to be successful based on brakes, Volkswagen brakes, whatever it may be. You can also do targeting based on demographics. So if you would like to target your ads for certain groups of individuals, you can do that as well. That is income, gender, family status, etc. There are a lot of different ways that you can set up your targeting. There are companies that, of course, do this for you and make it a little bit easier for you to manage. However, this tool, Google AdWords, does make it pretty easy for you to decide how you want to target your campaigns and how they work. What's important if you're running your own AdWords campaign is to set it up and then check it often. You want to test, See how keywords are performing. Remove keywords that are not converting for you. And there are reports within the reporting that shows you exactly how things are performing for you. This example over here in the image shows you the header of coffee drinks, and then there are different ads that they're running within coffee drinks, how many clicks they receive, the cost of that campaign. Then we have coffee beans, coffee merchandise, coffee shops, cafes, and baked goods. Those are all of their topics that they are targeting. So you would determine what you want your topics to be. It can be a little bit daunting at first. However, if you're interested in running your own, doing it yourself, Google AdWords can be really beneficial for an individual paid search campaign. So I have a lot more information on that. If you're interested, let me know. This is an overview so that you can understand all the different ways that you can advertise. So now this is an organic click path. So someone does the same search that we showed before, Volkswagen oil change near me. We get all that unpaid traffic, right? So your dealership page can appear in unpaid traffic. Again, organic pages are pages within your website. So all the different service tabs that you have the organic categorization. So someone can scroll right past all the paid stuff and go right to the free stuff. Click on your dealership, check out all the things that you have on your website. They can go back, click on other ads, do their research, and then hopefully coming into your dealership and making the sale. So different ways. It's important to have really quality pages. And this is where your Volkswagen Digital Consultant can help you if you do have questions on that. Google assigns something called a quality score to every web page and every ad campaign and keywords. So a quality score is an estimate of how popular, how relevant, and how necessary your content is. So when you're looking at your dealership website, you want to comb your pages. You want to look at them. Do they have a lot of content, a lot of words, a lot of important words? So if someone is searching for oil change near me, do you have pages on your website that have a lot of content about oil change? Explaining how to do it yourself, maybe having videos that are related, all of the different facets that go into an oil change. The more relevant that your landing pages are, the more likely you are to appear higher on the search engine results page in the organic section. If your pages are pretty blank, they don't have a ton of information on them, Google will not deem them as a relevant page for the searcher. So we want to make sure that you have quality pages that are answering the questions that consumers want. Going back to that status, when we were talking about 74% of consumers get frustrated when the websites don't have the offers or the content that they're looking for. So making your pages robust, making sure that they have a lot of those buzzwords, those good, what we call Google food, making sure that the search engine can eat it up and bring you higher on the search engine results page. The VDC team is great about helping you build those pages within your website. And then when it comes to the individual paid search or the grouped paid search, each vendor can help you make those pages robust as well so that they are performing in the best way for you and for your consumer. Okay. A couple other free things that you can do. So I want to talk about free things as well. One of those is your Google local listings. Now, this is an example here. When we looked for Volkswagen service, we've got a couple non-Volkswagen items here. They're paying for to be a part of that. And then our actual listings of dealers over here. So Google local listings is important for you because it is a free service and you can just set up all of your information so that when someone's looking, they can easily access your address, your hours, your phone number. They can link to your website, getting directions, questions and answers come through sometimes. Reviews all populate in here as well. So you have the ability to have this information be accurate and be up to date, so that when someone is looking for you on their mobile, on their desktop, you're there and your information is correct. There are tools that help you do this. Localese is one of those tools, and they automatically submit your information to these different sites all at once so that you can have a syndication. The syndication is what they call it, where you have all of your information out there in a lot of different places, and you know that it is all correct. So search engines, directories, GPS, social sites, all of that, review sites, all of that is covered under Localese. With the After Sales Advertising Program, we do have that online visibility monitoring, which is a fully separate webinar, so we're not going to get too deep into that, but it does show you how your dealership looks on the internet, what their page looks like on Bing, Yahoo, Cars.com, DealerRater, all of that. You can see how your listing looks. And again, you want to make sure that your information is consistent across all of the places that a consumer may find you. So your Google local listings may show you closed on Saturday, but your Yelp is showing hours on Saturday. So which is it? As a consumer, I don't know. So then I have to do the extra search to call or whatever it may be. So you want to make it as hassle-free and easy as possible for the consumer to find your information. So listings management is a big portion of that. We have a whole other webinar just on that, but it is something with tools like Localese or other products that you can subscribe to, and they can help you manage all these listings. Now, that's all of the ways that you can reach your consumer. So those are your platforms, right? Your paid advertising, your organic pages on your website. We've got social media as well, so we'll talk about that too. But before we get into any of that, we want to talk about your brand. We want to talk about who you are trying to reach, what you're trying to do. The main identity of branding is establishing relationships with the community. We want to be a leader in our field and build up the brand loyalty. We add value to our customers by inspiring, educating, and entertaining the customers with relevant content, online experiences, and offline, so in person too. So we want to make sure that we have great content for all platforms. Your employees are one of your most valuable resources when it comes to branding. So the general public wants to hear from your employees, as they are the ambassadors for your company. So by doing so, we want to engage our employees to make your brand personable and accessible to the customers. How you do that? Make sharing content simple and easy. So if you ask your employees to share content, make it easy for them to do so. Bring their ideas to the front and center. So make sure that their ideas about the brand are being heard. They may not all be implemented, but an employee wants to feel like they're valued. So they have the ability to really build up your brand, so utilize them. Being an internal advocate for the customer and nurturing brand loyalty, so same kind of deal. You are an advocate of your business. So make sure that you are talking positively about it, sharing content, either on your personal page, or maybe if you create a separate social media for your business, that's an option as well. Same thing by adding value. We want to deliver insights to your customer and then use the data that you get from this insight to grow your business, whether that is understanding how your website performs, understanding your paid search advertising, or reading your reviews. Use this data to improve and to get better. This is an example here that shows you the Herschel Supply Company brand. They do like backpacks and outdoor wear, and whatever it may be. They engaged in a social media campaign. It was not a paid effort at all. It was a reach out to their community saying, let's do a photo contest, hashtag well-traveled with your best, travel photos. And they saw a 60% increase in positive brand sentiment, which is huge. So you were able to see their followers increase, and they got a great response from the community. So think about how you could utilize that. What is the best way for you within the dealership? So maybe it's taking that image with that selfie in the dealership, whatever it may be. One second. Again, you do have the ability to ask questions throughout this, so if you do have one, feel free to send it in. Okay, so social media, huge. We're going to talk about that. You've got a different audience for each social media network. You don't have to be on them all. What my recommendation is for you is if you're going to be on it, be on it. Be involved. Don't just have it to have it. So you want to attract different audiences. Instagram is visual, right? It's all about images, making things look pretty, filters and all that. You have the ability, that one's pretty simple, to upload pictures of your dealership, pictures of your cars, your staff members. We did a staff profile feature, and we did fun facts about our staff, stuff like that. Those are things that would be great for Instagram. Twitter is more for news stories, so what's happening in the world, product releases, press releases, all of that. So if you've got new technology that you're sharing in the dealership, that's the forum where you'd want to share that information. Pinterest it does tend to go more toward ladies. A lot of it is link outs and all of that. However, there could be content that could be curated for Pinterest that may work for you as well. So you want to take each social media site, think about who is on it and how you can cater best to them. LinkedIn, of course, is a professional website. So we want to make sure that we're putting out professional content that is related to your dealership and your people within your dealership. Social media is huge. You guys do know that. You can do paid advertising through all of these different sources, but not even that. It really is just keeping your page updated, writing on it frequently, and keeping the content fresh. So not just sales, not just service, but both. Very important to have both. One campaign that we talked about, or one idea we talked about in one of the other webinars, was regarding ways to boost your social media. So say you've got a few followers, but you really want to amplify it. Offer some sort of maybe a discount. Maybe, hey, write a review on Facebook and get 10% off your service. Post a photo on Instagram, hashtagging our dealership or tagging our dealership, and receive, a free detailing or whatever it may be. Whatever offer you're interested in doing. By doing that, you have the ability to boost your social media. You have the ability to get better reviews without, it's asking for it, but it's doing it in a way that caters to your audience. So the audience these days likes to share their experiences on social media, positive and negative, primarily a lot of times negative, but you have the ability to flip the script and show them the good stuff. So make sure that you are thinking of other ways that you can engage with your customer, and this is one free way that you can do that. If you have questions on how to boost up your social media, we do have some more information on that in our next webinar. That one will be going over the local listings and the social media content. So what to write on each and how to approach it. Your audience is your next big thing. So thinking about who you want to target. So it'll help you Establish yourself as an authority of your industry rather than just throwing things out there for anyone to find. As I mentioned with Google AdWords, you have the ability to target your ads to certain people. And you can do this as well when it comes to gender, where you're located, family status, needs, and income and employment. So when you're thinking about your audience, and when you're thinking about what content you want to put out on your webpage and on your paid search information, think about some of these questions. What problems does my product or service solve? Obviously, in the automotive world, brakes are going to solve accidents, potential accidents from happening. So we want to think about that. Who are our current customers? Are they our loyalty customers, the ones who've known about us because they bought their vehicle from us? Or are they people who have just come to you from moving, they're new to the area, they trust the Volkswagen brand? Think about who your current customers are. Then think about who you're competing against. It's either your other Volkswagen dealers in your area, but moreover, your Jiffy Lubes, your Meinekes, the small independent repair facilities, everybody else. Think about what they're doing. What are they offering? What are services that they do differently than what we do? So then that brings you to, what do customers gain from picking us? Why us over them? So think about these questions when you're thinking about who you want to target and how you want your content to come across. If you want to target millennials, there you go. That's social media. That's going to be one of your biggest forums to reach your target audience. So think about what your audience, who your audience is. Last couple, we're getting there. Okay, email marketing. Email marketing is something that you guys already have the ability to do through Volkswagen. So this is just a few other things when it comes to email marketing that may be beneficial to know. So maintaining updated contact information. Emails obviously become outdated pretty quickly. The data does change per year by about 22% as people move, switch emails, don't check their email anymore, or opt out of your email list. So make sure you're getting updated contact information. You can get this in a lot of different ways. There are a lot of companies that offer customer relationship management, or CRM, which we'll be talking about in a couple slides. Specialty data. So specialty data has to do with what make, model, and year the vehicle drives, what is their age, their lifestyle, their income, what's the Kelley Blue Book value of the car that they currently have, what other vehicles do they have in the home. All of this specialty information you can utilize to create segmented and targeted campaigns that will give you the best conversion. So sending certain types of emails to certain types of people, right? So you don't want to send the same blanket content to everybody. Same with mobile. You guys want to make sure that, as we've kind of talked about, making sure that your mobile version experience is clean. You can see here, 42% of consumers will simply delete an email if it doesn't look good on their phone. They're not even going to bother trying to open it in a different way. They're just going to straight up delete it. That experience may also have them lead you to opting out of your emails altogether because they'll be frustrated with the experience. Remembering our customer these days wants it how they want it, when they want it, in their way. Another approach to email marketing is a triggered approach, and you guys do have a couple options with that, I believe, through your current email marketing. So a welcome message when someone purchases their vehicle, or a welcome message when someone purchases a vehicle, an inactive customer, different ways to reach a customer. So use a triggered approach, and it'll let you get a stronger conversion rate. And then the last thing is responding to emails. So hopefully you guys already do this, and this is kind of on the same lines of responding to reviews. Receiving an email was the #1 action that convinced prospects to visit a showroom when purchasing a vehicle. So if someone submits information to your dealership, questions about a vehicle, questions about service, whatever it may be, respond to every single email. It may seem like a lot of work, but it really makes that difference that a consumer knows that you are interested in them. And it's not just, again, that general, thank you for your interest, please reach us here. Make it personal, make it unique. Same thing with reviews. So we're talking about where you have the ability to respond to reviews, positive and negative, because other people are reading them, and you have the ability to turn a negative situation into a positive one, not only for the person leaving the review, but also for other people who are reading the review and the interaction that you have with the customer. So important to be involved, important to establish that relationship between you and the consumer. Now, there's a couple other things that you can do when it comes to advertising that are not just search and not just organic. And one of them is display and remarketing. So I'm sure most of you have done a search for something. Let's say it's towels. You're looking for towels on the internet, and you clicked on Target and you looked at some towels, and then you got an email, so you clicked off of it and started looking at something else. You started reading an article on what's happening in auto news today. Now, on the side of the page, all of a sudden you see an ad for those towels that you were looking at Target just a couple minutes ago. That is called display advertising and remarketing. So display advertising is graphical content that appears next to relevant content online. Most people utilize this through the Google Display Network. These can be customized, again, based on the keywords that you are interested in advertising and your own targeting preferences. So for the auto, obviously, we would want them to display on, let's say, for example, oil change searches. Maybe someone's looking to do how to do your own oil change, right? So how to do your own oil change, you're looking at stuff online, and then on the side, you're going to see an ad that says, get your oil changed at Volkswagen for $19.95. Obviously, that price is not right, but you know what I mean. So you have the ability to reach consumers who may not be looking exactly for your dealership, but they're looking for relevant content. Now, this is a supplementary form of advertising. Search is highly intensive. People who are looking for service need service. Display advertising is intended to remind the consumer, hey, we're here. Hey, don't forget about that thing that you were thinking about before. So it will have a lower conversion rate than traditional search, but it is a great way to supplementary add to your advertising efforts. So a lot of different companies offer display advertising for your dealership. So if you're interested in that, it's a great way to reach people. Native advertising is similar. So if you've ever been on Instagram and you're scrolling through your photos, and all of a sudden you see a photo that looks like everything else, but it also looks like a little bit different, that's called native advertising. Native advertising mimics the other images on a platform so that it looks like it fits in with the content. Remarketing uses the ads that follow a consumer who once visited your site using their cookies. So if you don't want anyone to keep reaching out to you via your ads, clear your cookies, clear your cache, and you won't see those ads anymore. However, that is how the tracking is used when it comes to display and remarketing. So if you've ever had that happen to you, which I'm sure most of us have, that is display advertising. And it is available for individual paid search if you guys are interested. The other thing that is getting to be a popular option for additional advertising is video. So you guys, if you've ever watched a YouTube video and there's an ad before it and you can't skip past it, you have to watch that 15-second ad or 30-second ad. That is what our online display advertisements are. They have a video within them. It allows you to establish stronger connections along the path to purchase by delivering focused content in a variety of different ways. So everything that we've been talking about this way, connecting the consumer, touching them in a lot of different ways: Facebook, search engine, advertising in various ways. Video advertising is engaging, of course, because it's a more visually stimulating experience, and it allows you to entertain your potential consumer. You can be a little fun with these types of videos, however you're looking, whatever you're looking for. The thinking of this is that you're imagining a progression that a user goes through when making a big purchase like a car. They initiate the process by looking at brands and models that fit their needs. As they collect information across the different sources, video ads can reach them on various sites with content that is targeted to their specific needs during the different stages of the search. So video ads can also reactivate a user search by connecting them with ads throughout. So maybe I started looking for a new vehicle maybe 2 months ago, and I was just kind of clicking around and playing around. You can retarget those people maybe in a month and reach them again if maybe they've fallen out and haven't actually made their purchase. So a lot of different ways that you can get in with advertising. And then the last thing is customer relationship management, or CRM. And I think a lot of you have heard about CRM as of late because it is a really great tool that can help you with that lifestyle, that whole life cycle by driving sales growth. So CRM is usually done by a company, and it is practices and technologies that the companies use to manage customer data. So this is data from a variety of different channels, so points of contact between the customer and the company, which can include website, phone, chat, direct mail, email, social media, like a huge variety of touch points between you and the customer. CRM also gives detailed information on personal customer information, their purchase history, their buying preferences, their search history, and their concerns. So with CRM, we have a ton of insight into what your customer, who your customer is, and what they're looking for. So you want to follow them throughout their entire life cycle: researching a vehicle, purchasing a vehicle, servicing a vehicle, needing a new vehicle, starting it all over again. So CRM is a huge, very detailed opportunity for you to utilize if you don't already have any insight into your consumer and want to know. CRM is a great way to get involved with that. They can help you with promotion of your dealership, communication setup. So if you need your email stuff set up, if you need your direct mail stuff set up, CRM practices are a great way to do that. So they are a ton of different vendors that do this. So if you have questions on CRM in a more detailed way, let us know and we'll connect you. The VDC will connect you with the right vendor. So last two things, a couple exercises for you to do on your own when you have a moment. Check out your search engine results. Now, we often with this program don't encourage you to search, but for this tool, I want to have you do that. Search for Volkswagen in your area. See what you find. Search for it on Google, search for it on Yahoo, search for it on Bing, look for it on your phone, look for it on your tablet. Were all the results the same? Did you see consistent messaging throughout these searches? Making sure that the pages look great on all the different platforms that you find. Look at all those unpaid links. Look at your paid links, your social media. What I want you to look for look for links. See if there are links that are not rendering correctly. See what the ads that you have out there are. I can't tell you how many times that we've done a search for Volkswagen oil change and have been given an ad for a new car. Now, I don't know about you, but when I need my oil change done, I'm not thinking, oh, I should just get a new car. So we want to make sure that you're getting a consistent match when it comes to your results. The second thing I want you to do is check out your website in more detail. Was your dealership listed on the search engine results page, either organically or paid? Is your business information correct? Does your dealership have service offers? Are the links robust, meaning do you have all your extra pages, your tire store, your X time, your contact page, your staff page, all of that? And then does service, since I'm coming from a service background, does service have a strong presence on your dealership website? So think about these things when you are doing these searches. Your VDC can help you do all of these searches as well and help you identify any gaps or any room for improvement. So just a few takeaways. We're finishing it up, I promise. Participate in some sort of advertising, either for sales and, we want to do sales and service. Try different things, whether it is the grouped paid search through the after sales advertising program or whether it is individual paid search. Try a couple different things. You have the ability with this program to do both. We highly recommend doing the group paid search and your individual paid search. You're just dominating more of the search engine results page and you're going to be found more frequently. Keep your website content updated and fresh. Make sure that it has a lot of that Google quality score, food. Make sure your links are working and have solid information on each of them. Make yours stand out, make your page stand out, make your social media presence solid and updated. So you want to make sure you don't just have a page, but that you're actually posting on it. Ask yourself when you're thinking about your digital strategy, does what I'm doing help my users and potential customers? Does this content relate to what they're looking for? And make sure that it's included if it does. Make a great experience in mobile and tablet and desktop so that everyone can have a clean, easy experience. And then make sure that your listings, so your Google local listings, your Yelp page, your Dealerator page, whatever it may be, make sure that all of that information is updated and correct so that you have that consistent message across all your platforms. So it does require a little bit of work. This internet thing is kind of a big deal, and people are using it and making their decisions based on what they see. So be aware of your different touch points with your consumer. Think about the vendors that will help you get where you're trying to go, and your Volkswagen Digital team can help you reach whatever goals that you have. So everyone has different goals here, and we have a lot of different ways to reach them. So think about all of that. I'm going to be doing this webinar 2 more times, once on Thursday at 3, and then once next Tuesday at 10 a.m. in case you or someone else from your dealership does want to attend. And then we talked today about the listings management and the social media and reviews. Your online visibility overview is going to go way deeper into how to make changes to your local listings, how to respond to reviews, best practices on responding to reviews, and then same thing with social media, how to utilize each platform in the way that it was meant to be used, and getting more traffic to your website through social media. So we've got 2 more offerings for digital marketing, and then 3 more as we get into May for online visibility. There will be extra meeting invitations that will come through this, so if you do have questions on that, let us know. And then this is my contact information for those of you who don't have it and wanted to reach out to me directly regarding anything that we've talked about today. I know it was a ton of information, and I am very grateful for y'all for being here and taking the time out of your Monday to be on this call. But if something was on here that you were not sure about or had questions on, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will answer any questions that you guys have. So I'll hang on the line for just a couple minutes to answer any questions. I didn't receive any other than a couple of requests for the deck. So I will definitely do that for those of you who reached out for the deck. I will send those to you. But if you have any other questions that you want to ask in the group setting, now's the time to do so. Send it in through the questions feature, and I'll be able to answer that. And if not, my email directly is an option as well. I appreciate you guys taking the time to be on the call today and to learn about your business and stay involved in what's happening in the internet world. Thank you guys. I'll be here, but have a great day. All right, guys, looks like we do not have any other questions, so I am going to end the webinar. But again, I appreciate your attendance today. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. Hope you all have an awesome Monday, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Thanks so much. Bye.